I just want to know one thing. Did they play on your heartstring? How everybody doing today? Come on in, tell a friend. I'm back at it. Now I waited to make this video due to the fact that I wanted to see how the rest of the American people react to this incident. And I'm glad to see that a lot of the people can see that something ain't right. That something's very wrong. You know, whether this was a staged incident or it really occurred, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. Number one, all presidents are related. That's number one. Number two, not only are all presidents are related, but all presidents know that they are related. This ain't one of them incidents where you're at school or at work or at the barbecue and you happen to be talking to an individual and you find out that y'all are related. No. They know this. See, these people have locations on this earth where they can meet up at, unseen to the eye. Not even on the map, to be honest. A lot of these places are underground. They have trains and all type of vehicles underground that help them get to A to B. These people can leave one state and be in another state and never have to come above surface. Do you understand that? I say that these people can go from one state to the next state and never have to come above surface. So they have places where they meet, underground and above surface as well, that we don't get to see, you know. So don't ask yourself, don't be wondering, well, how if they related, you know, where do they, you know, get to kick it at and have family functions? Places where you can't go. Places where they tell you you can't go. They have some of the biggest yachts that you will never see out there in the ocean, where these people take helicopters and land and they kick it. Tell you that it's uncharted waters. You know, you can't be out here military territory, and they come up with all type of stuff. But they out there ruling the world from right there and from underground and on some of these islands. So keep that in mind. If they lied to you about that or misled you to think otherwise, because nowhere have they ever led us to believe that they was all related. Nowhere. They all made it seem like they came from nowhere to somewhere, and they was here for you. And they'll talk down about the person across from them, knowing that they related. And then they come out and play on us. Remember Bill Clinton with the saxophone? Played on your heartstring. Remember Barack Obama crossing guys over, going through the legs? They acting like he's so cold on the court. Obama can hoop, man. Played on your heartstring. George Bush told you that he was going over there to get them guys who knocked down the Twin Towers in New York. Played on your heartstring. The daddy ran over there and told you that Saddam Hussein was over there doing all of this and all of that. I don't know if he was or he wasn't, but this is what they told us. Showed us photographs of people, bodies burnt up, and all type of people being tortured and hanged and hung and limbs cut off. Women being raped and sodomized. Ran over there with Desert Storm, with the chemical war. Played on your heartstring. Went over there, killed the man and his 2 sons. People are not against each other. These people are against you. And you have to come to the realization of that. And I'm glad to see. Shout out to the American people, to all of y'all, for waking up and coming to the realization. You know, some of you, and it's a lot of work still need to be done to wake up the rest of these people. So we got to share these messages. Not just mine, but it's other people as well. I'm not the only one. It's enough room for everybody to tell the truth. Don't forget that. That room will never get crowded. It's enough room for everybody to tell the truth. That room will never get crowded. Okay? And since these people started off with a lie, everything they say or do from here on forth must be looked at, studied, questioned, analyzed. Whatever it takes. And so, third, we must ask ourselves whether this was a staged incident or not. Where does it take us? Where does it take us? Where are they trying to take us? I know. Let's get into the video.
We have criminals, we have drug dealers, we have people that should not be here, and it's much tougher than if it happened. We had the strongest border ever. In recorded history, we had the best border. In fact, if they could ever put up a chart, I don't know if they can do it. Do you guys have access to that chart that I love so much? You don't mind if I go off teleprompter, do you? Because these teleprompters are so damn boring, I try and explain that. Oh, there's it. Wow. You guys are doing it. They're getting better with time. My guys, take a look at that chart. Take a look at the arrow on the bottom. See the big red arrow, right? So that's when I left office. That was the lowest point, and that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history.
Hold on.
Amount of.
Remember in my for those of you who listen to my the Julio Fulio video and the rappers that wear the 5-point style ring. Remember I was trying to explain to you that hand sign that the Bloods have. That's the Bloods hand sign right there. Tell me I'm wrong. Sue Woo. Tell me I'm wrong. If you're from Chicago, that's the New Breeds. That's the Breeds hand sign, the BGs, the Black Gangsters. They also say that hand sign can be used as white power. Okay? But no, folks, it's the 666. And the devil is entwined in all of this. Anything that's dealing with destruction. Okay? People running around with the mindset of white power, it ends in destruction. People running around with these gang banging mindsets, it ends in destruction. Now this hand sign, and they also tell you it stands for okay. So Donald Trump is up there throwing up white power, Bloods, Black Gangster, and he throwing up the 666 and okay, all at the same time. And that's how they deceive you. You know, you want to look for the signs and symbols, and they always usually around things of destruction. Okay? They're usually always around things of destruction. Things that'll kill you. Unnatural. Whether a behavior, food and beverage, a way of being or living. No good can come out of this hand sign right here, I'm telling you.
Illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country.
And you have to also ask yourself, what will be the reason for him for steady doing that goddamn hand sign? And is that, what will be the reason? You have to ask yourself, would you do that? Let's go back.
Of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old.
Would you just be standing there steady switching your hands like that? Your fingers. If you're trying to get my attention to the board or whatever he has up there that we can't see, you pointing to it or doing a hand gesture towards it is enough. But him steady up there throwing them signs and symbols, hypnotizing the crowd, hypnotizing the watchers, letting you know that what? If I just said, okay, I just spoke on that when you see that sign and them signs and symbols like that, they're usually tagged to something dealing with destruction. And since he just displayed that hand sign, which I said is the 666, was also used for other destructional things of destruction in our society, such as gangs and white supremacy and other functions or factions that use this hand sign or this symbol. So let's see what take place.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Destruction. There you go. Okay, let's go back. Because I'm not here to play. And I'm not going to let them mislead y'all.
Right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Signs and symbols of destruction, then comes the destruction. It's that simple. All you have to do is pay attention. It's that simple. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Signs and symbols of destruction, then comes the destruction. And the deception. He's here to kill, steal, and destroy. Don't ever forget that. That's what your enemy's here to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Is this real? Is this real? You know, the Secret Service. Well, first of all, Trump was a president before. So he gets automatic Secret Service people around him for like the next maybe 10 years, just because he was the president. And this ain't how the Secret Service move. You don't know if there's other shooters out there. You don't know if there's terrorists. You don't know if that's what they like to say now. At this point in time, you don't know if there's more than one person. You don't know. So this is never how the Secret Service would move. Not knowing if all threats have been eliminated. Look at the one guy. He looking all in the camera. Trump face wide open. Can take a bullet straight to the forehead. This is not how the Secret Service move. He could take a bullet to the forehead right now. So again, whether this is real or staged, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. All that matters is if they have lied to you from jump. They have deceived you from the start. What did the little girl say? First, we start with George Washington. That's what she said. She said, first, we start with George Washington. But I'm glad that some of you out there are waking up and coming to the realization that something ain't right. And you're right. The beast is coming. I keep telling you, Donald Trump, the trumpets have blown. That's what your Bible said. When we get to the point of no return, the trumpets will blow. So you thought it was going to be an actual trumpet. Didn't I tell you they play on words? They play on time. They play on your memory. They play on your heartstring. Okay? This is one big stage show to lead you down the path or the road to destruction. No matter if it's real or fake, that's where it's taking you. Because what I'm hearing is they saying that the Secret Service detail that was on the roof, they allowed the guy to get up there and take the shot. When do the Secret Service start carrying themselves like that? When have they started? When? Pay attention to the signs and the symbols. And don't forget, all presidents are related. This common sense approach. And I'm out.